All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Hard Camera, where this week's action may not have been the greatest, but our commentary, as always, will be. I am joined this week, as always, by my brothers in fast food, Dominic,
Oh,
Adrian, and hey, who doesn't like a good Chick-fil-A sandwich? And as always, the patriarch of our family who taught us that mayo is never as good as mustard, Mr. Jimmy Rhodes. Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
doing
Great.
good, man.
Good. Well, we're gonna get started this week, and I'll be the first to say that WWE didn't give us as much content as they normally do as we're preparing for this. But that doesn't mean we're any less excited about what's to come with plans, PLEs, and scripts with the upcoming episodes of the WWE. I want to just jump right into this, as we always do, with some recaps of the most recent SmackDown and Raw episodes. Starting with SmackDown, we had an Alexa Bliss match versus Piper Niven, and Alexa Bliss would win that by pinfall. Then we had the team of Mello Don't Miss against Fraxium, probably match of the week. Mello Don't Miss would win by pinfall as well. The Street Profits would then take on DIY. The Street Profits would come away with a victory there. And then we had an unlikely team up, or more, should I say, a very likely team up of Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu with Sami Zayn versus Solo and his MFTs. Sami would win that match for his team. Over on Raw, Iyo Skye would defeat Raquel Rodriguez in a really good match. Penta would then take on Xavier Woods. Penta would win that. Judgment Day, the men's tag team, Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana. Finn Balor would win that match for his team. Becky Lynch in a championship match against Natalya. Can you believe we're getting this on a Monday Night Raw? Becky would win by submission over Natalya. And then finally in the main event, we got their first Extreme Rules match in over 5 years where Jey Uso took on Braun Breaker, and Jey Uso would win that match. So there you go. We're going to break this down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some other things taking place on our weekly episodes. And I'm going to break the mold right here, right now, crack it open fresh. Let's get Naomi out of the way. We're going to talk about Naomi. And for those of you that missed the episodes, we had a segment where Naomi came out last week. She was not on featured programming because she wasn't medically cleared. And then she comes out this week, delivers a odd promo with Adam Pearce, and announces officially to the world. We were suspect of this last week. I think we said this may be the case, but she announces officially to the world that she is pregnant, and as a result will be having to vacate her women's title, which she did in very heel fashion this past week. And so we're going to start with that because I think that's some of the biggest news in WWE right now. Guys, take it away. Tell me your thoughts on Naomi relinquishing her title.
I think that this is I think it's kind of funny to say that her last promo was her best promo.
I know why you feel that way.
Because, I don't know. She just knocked it out of the park. She was able to be out there and be sentimental and somewhat emotional, and then click right over to her heel side and kick Adam Pearce out the ring and send him out packing, and still having her same mentality and being who she is. And it was just really cool. It was fun the way she did it. I really didn't expect her to do all that. I wanted her to do all that. I just didn't expect her, and so when she actually did it, it was kind of cool for me. This is some of her this character development that she's been going through as this heel has been one of the redefining things of her career. So I'm kind of glad that they let her go out with it instead of making her go out with just like this emotional, relinquishing of the title thing. It was still fun, and it was still within her character. So I liked it.
Well, I will give credit for Naomi saying one thing. I like when wrestlers say something off the cuff that kind of makes you laugh. And as she so she came out, she acted like she was emotional, and then when she was given the mic, she turned around and was super heel towards Adam Pearce, who, whether deserved it or not, that's how she treated him. And as he was leaving, she said, "I hope you trip on your church shoes on the way out."
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
I was
She
like,
was
okay.
off the cuff. She was definitely off the cuff, especially with her Jimmy likes the Netflix and chill. You know, like
Yeah.
A word around the wrestling world was that she would retire, but she
yeah,
kept her character going, so we know she's going to come back now.
yeah.
More
She said she'd come back
important
too.
to
So
me is how
She
we
told
going
them.
to get a
She
new
told them they got
champion.
9 months to figure it out before she comes back.
No, 9 months in from change.
But
yeah, not
I
much
got to
to
be
say.
honest with you. I know y'all like the Naomi heel turn. I think it's a fallacy. I think it's awful. I think Naomi's awful. So I just didn't hit home for me when she's telling the other women in the division they've got 9 months to do what they want until she comes back. Like, she's not in charge of anything in my eyes. So that didn't hit home with me. I did think it was interesting that she kept her character, though. That's the first time I think we've seen that. Most people come out, they relinquish it, and they're themselves and not their character. So I will give her that. But
that
I'm
was
also
fun.
going to tell you this. I think it's a work.
What?
I don't know about that one, brother. I don't know about that one.
It's scripted.
That would be the greatest thing since the hand, I suppose.
She's going to come back. She's going to come back with her own Lily doll, and that's going to be her baby.
Oh, dolls are going to take over the show.
I think you're out of. I think you guys just like the doll too much. I think you guys.
Well, I'd rather her give birth to a doll than a hand.
I bet Miz has a doll.
Oh shoot!
Miz is going to get something. I'm telling you that. Well, there you have it. We did speculate last week on what was keeping Naomi out, and we were right. And my final comments on this is Naomi absolutely stays true to character. Dominic thinks she's a great heel. I think the opposite. She stays true to character in being the queen of botch. She botches moves. She botches matches. She botches promos. And now that she's pregnant, she has completely botched an entire championship reign and the plans they had for her. So congratulations, Naomi. You proved me right on being the botch champion of everything. Well done. That's my thoughts on it. Oh, how do you botch an entire championship run? I don't understand. Like, what? You're champion.
You gotta botch the birth control.
Yeah,
there you go. Botch the birth control. Oh my gosh.
Lord,
we just said that on the hard cam.
We're canceled? Question mark.
But according to Jimmy, they were trying.
This will
to
be
get
the
pregnant,
one.
So,
this is the one right here.
So it was intentional.
We're gonna have to redo this tomorrow.
Lord, let's move on to the next subject, please.
All right. Well, you know, when we're getting close to a WWE pay-per-view, sometimes the storytelling and the action goes a little lame for a little bit because they've kind of worked it all up and now they're just kind of doing some filler stuff. And I do kind of feel like the action on this week's SmackDown and Raw episodes were more so to kind of get us across the gap to the PLE. But that being said, let's talk about the upcoming PLE. I think we've got an awesome match lineup for Clash in Paris. This might be one of the best overseas pay-per-views we've gotten in a long time. And, we'll cover that obviously. But at the ending of Raw this past week, Roman Reigns showed up. And, of course, he showed up to save Jay and Punk. And, he's a face now. Totally, all the way. But I have to tell you something. I am not looking forward to one of the main event wrestling matches at this PLE as much as I am Roman Reigns reclaiming his Shula Fala. And I want to talk about this a little bit. There was a time not too long ago when Bronson Reed was a joke. He came
Yeah,
out, he sweat all
literally a
over the
year ago.
place. He was this big, massive ball of pent up energy, and it wasn't going anywhere. You almost thought he was going to get the Braun Strowman treatment because he was just this big guy that had trouble finding his place. But now, when Roman Reigns, the OTC, please take your time to acknowledge the OTC. When the OTC comes out and feuds with Bronson Reed, it's probably the most interesting feud of these, Seth Rollins faction thing going on. And I got to tell you guys, I'm looking forward to a Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed match at this upcoming PLE.
Very, very much so.
So let's talk about the rise of Bronson Reed and this thing going on with Roman Reigns. I know we covered it a lot. We covered the Shula follow. We think it's great. But let's take a look at Bronson Reed and where he's come and how he's come so far over the last 6 to 8 months.
Adrian, you got strong feelings about this, bro.
I don't like
I
it.
mean, yeah,
Not really.
I guess you can let the negativity start, and then I'll go into the positivity.
I just thought
Brother.
I don't like it.
Well, why don't you like it? This is commentary. You got to open up. Quit playing with your toys.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I just don't think it's like worth a match at Classic Period
Why not?
because
You got to justify your feelings. The public is listening.
It's a joke storyline. It's literally over an internet meme. Okay, so like.
But that's great.
That's exactly what it's great for, brother. Look,
Listen,
man. Look, all right, bro. Let the educator educate you, bro. Look, bro. All I gotta say is Bronson Reed's rise is almost worthy of being studied. Okay, because he has never even won a title in WWE before.
I know.
He hasn't. And now he's going up against OTC.
And now he's in the main
fashion.
event scene. And now he's in the main event scene going against not just a main eventer, not just a first ballot Hall of Famer, but an already guaranteed Hall of Famer. Like we're talking about one of the GOATs. He's going against him in a PLE, and it's about shoes. All right, like the Bronson Reed is unmatched. Okay, I don't care what you say, and to be honest with you, man, I'm very happy that they're doing this because for a minute there, Bronson Reed was just looking like the guy in the shadows of the faction, and so now since the OTC has been around, he has been relevant, and I'd even go as far to say that I think he did it himself. I'm not too sure the shoe thing was even scripted. I think my boy did that himself.
I want to say the same thing, and you made a good point. When they debuted Bronson as the third man in the faction, I was kind of let down. I remember we talked about this, and I was like,
yes.
Why is it not Logan Paul or somebody like that? But now, I'm going to be honest with you, he's a little more interesting to me than Braun Breaker is.
Yes.
At least right now. I know that'll probably change.
No, for sure. For sure. Because right now, on paper, what I have in front of me, storytelling-wise, I'm never picking Braun Breaker. Now, if I want to put on a banger match, I'll pick Braun Breaker. But to storytell, I'm picking Bronson Reed over Braun Breaker every day.
Yeah, it's fun.
If Bronson Reed could turn a main event of a PLE match into a match about shoes,
is it the main event? Are we sure it's the main event?
I don't think it's the main event, but it's still a PLE match.
It's still a PLE match. And Roman Reigns doesn't cover the PLE, so if it is the main event, I won't be surprised.
Roman's just the cover to get.
I'm tired of Bronson taking the pinfall every time they have a big 6-man, and I think that needs to change. He needs to get a couple of pinfalls. I would love to see him win this match.
I mean, it's not off the table, especially with the way Roman has been since he's gotten back, pushing Jay out the way to take the spear. All that kind of stuff. Like Roman, you can tell that this go round of Roman, the OTC, is here to actually further everything. Like he's not just here for himself anymore. That gimmick's gone. So I wouldn't be surprised if Roman's okay with taking the pin in this one for the sake of Bronson Reed's career. Especially since he's going to take off and do Street Fighter for the entire month of September. He's supposed to be gone from the 4th to the 26th or 28th or something like that. So that'd be kind of cool.
It could
I
happen.
could see it.
It could happen.
It's not
My
off the table.
official-
That's for sure.
They should
My
label the
official
match
prediction-
tribal combat.
Oh, what's your official prediction?
My official prediction is CM Punk interferes.
Really?
With Roman's
That's
match?
interesting. That's
With
interesting.
Roman's match.
He's got
That's
his own
gonna-
4-way.
I know, but he did it
If
to
anything-
Seth. I think he's going to do it to Roman. He's going to start getting known for that.
If anything, my
Because
official prediction.
Because he's not going to get the world title.
If anything, my official prediction is that Roman either loses his match or gets beat up after his match, and they go into the Fatal 4-Way, and that Fatal 4-Way is overkill, and it has everyone in it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Roman will win, and then they'll do the tsunami segment on Roman to, give him a reason for being gone for Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But Jimmy's right. If Bronson does come away with a win, this is big. That's big.
Yeah,
and
that's big.
Roman doesn't need the win. Let's be honest, he doesn't. He's still going to be the OTC.
Yeah.
And it could set this up for later where Roman comes up with wanting revenge for losing at Clash in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
anyway, I that's on my list of things to kind of talk about a little bit. And one other thing I just want to spend a little bit of time on. We're talking about the PLE and things that would be huge. We'll talk more about some things, but just give me this. What if Drew McIntyre wins at Clash in Paris?
Dude, I have been saying it. I have been saying it every week since SummerSlam that Drew McIntyre
Because
fights
Cody Rhodes is in Street Fighter too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
He's got to go film
brother.
Street Fighter.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that since after SummerSlam. If Drew McIntyre gets his Clash moment, because he's always the big, Clash PLE guy, when they go overseas, if they do this, it hasn't been set stone and confirmed yet, but I can guarantee it will be this Friday. I'll be very shocked if it's not, but I'm pretty sure it will be. Anyways, when it happens, and if it does happen, I am fully in on Drew McIntyre winning. He has been screwed out of the world title shot at every Clash PLE for 3 years in a row. 3 years.
He's in his country. He's in the UK.
Yeah.
Yes,
he's in.
Well, not the UK. He's in Europe,
but still, he's over there where he is from.
That's where he's over. Like they love him.
He is extremely over there. Exactly, bro. That's his place, and he's been screwed over so many times in front of his fans, in front of his family, in front of all those people, so many times. I think this is the year they pull the trigger. And also, it's not off the table because they've already made it pretty evident this year that they're not ashamed of moving the titles around. They really haven't. The World Heavyweight Championship has been in 5 different hands this year.
So is Survivor Series coming up?
Gunther,
5.
Jay. Yeah,
After-
Gunther, Jay, back to Gunther, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. 5.
Oh yeah, but that's not the WWE Championship.
The
The
WWE Championship's
WWE
been in 3 different
Championship is
hands.
the one that retains forever. It's only been with Cody and John.
Yeah.
It was with Cody for
Well,
about a
Roman,
year,
obviously.
and then it went to John for only 4 months, and now it's back in Cody.
Well,
Like,
and we know the only reason John gave up the title is because The Rock butchered, and this needs to go down as heel of all time. The Rock butchering John Cena's retirement run.
Yeah.
That's on
that
The
is
Rock.
true. Okay, that is true, but I'm just saying I'm going to choose to be optimistic and believe we're going into a time frame where both world titles move a lot.
Well, that'd be fine
is
with me.
Survivor Series after Clash in Paris?
Yes.
Yeah, Survivor Series is
To
still to
November.
come
So
this
what
year.
if Seth makes a deal with McIntyre that will help him win the title if he helps him retain? And so they work together at Survivor Series.
I don't know. I think the big thing for
That'd be
Survivor
good.
Series is going to be Brock Lesnar.
Maybe.
Who knows? Seth may lose this at this. We don't.
I think John and Brock are gonna one-on-one.
I've been telling Adrian that too, bro.
Look.
Like, I'm not saying it's guaranteed gonna happen. I'm not even sitting here saying that it will happen, but I'm not sitting here saying it that I'm not taking it off the table.
The only person
Let's save
that
it.
would see him
Let's
is
save.
like.
Let's save this for booking couch. I have an idea about this.
Okay.
Sure. We got plenty to talk about in the booking couch. But the reason why we're just opening this way is because, again, a lot of the matches that we experienced on Friday and Monday were more just build-up matches for the overarching PLE that's coming up, Clash in Paris, in a couple weeks. And so when we talk about these matches, of course, we're looking forward to Clash in Paris, and we kind of want to see, based on what we've seen on Raw and SmackDown, what our thoughts are for that. So those are the two big ones. We can get into some things now in proper recognition of the action that we got. And let's take it down the line. I want to go ahead and be on record for saying the absolute worst match I have ever seen Alexa Bliss booked in happened on Friday night SmackDown against Piper Niven. I love Piper Niven. I love Alexa Bliss. I know y'all do too. But this match was a complete waste of time. There was nothing exciting about this match. Wow. What a way to open SmackDown.
Maybe the extra beatdown by the Secret Harvest afterwards to both of them was kind of fun, but outside of that, yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
Well, Piper carried the match.
Piper
carried the match. Pretty much. I didn't expect that.
Piper was whooping Alexa almost the entire match, and then the distraction happened, and Alexa got the roll up, and she won. That is true. Piper was whooping. I'm not gonna lie, she was whooping, bro.
I mean, but you would expect that. Piper is 2 times the size of Alexa.
That's true.
I'm not saying anything bad about her size, but come on, we are pretty big on believability. But that being said, I mean, okay, I'm going to say this, and I know we're all men on this podcast, but I have a certain, okay, I understand the sex appeal in having some of these women dress the way they dress for some shows. I get it. They're divas. It's awesome. I like it when they look good too. But having Charlotte and Chelsea Green come to the match in glorified pajamas and then expecting them to get involved in the action, it takes away so much from me when the women have to focus so hard on not losing their skivvies in order to be involved. And again, I can appreciate the fashion. I can appreciate the appeal, but
only on the hard camera.
Oh man.
I just don't understand. And then I have it in my notes too.
You're not completely off the cuff with that one, bro. I mean, like,
now,
you're really not.
Do I think they need to be dressed up like they're in Saudi Arabia every week? Heck no, that gets annoying. But I think the entire match for me was just a big wardrobe malfunction, and Alexa Bliss was the only one that showed up in wrestling gear. Charlotte had this onesie on that looked, looked like she was uncomfortable wearing. And I'm sorry, I know we're men. I'm not profiling. I'm just saying this is what I saw. And then Chelsea Green looks like she was wearing Matt Cardona's Valentine's Day outfit for her last year.
Matt Cardona.
And then they couldn't even wrestle because they were so worried about losing their clothes. And Alexa Bliss, and then why? Okay, at this point in time, why is Piper Niven being forced to fight half of a match wearing a suit jacket?
Oh my gosh.
She can't even move.
Yes, dude.
I've never understood that one.
I mean, I get they're the Hervis, but why don't they have separate entrance gear? I mean, separate in-ring gear.
Yes.
Put them in black Spanx if you want to, but let them fight. Piper Niven is so good, and so is Alexa, but I mean, there was that scene where she took it off, and that was funny, but this match was a terrible way to open up SmackDown.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't I don't disagree at all, man. I don't have anything good about any of that whatsoever on my notes. So yeah, I definitely don't disagree with you at all on that. I literally went back and watched it to see if I could find something, but I literally, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, so this brings me to the point we've been making for weeks, is that we don't have any tag teams on SmackDown. None. And I'm interested to see how long we can milk Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and Chelsea Green as interesting. Of course, last week, we don't want to take away the credit. Last week, the cake scene and all that was super, super good. Great.
Yeah.
But this week, I'm sitting there watching my screen like, this is some of the best talent on the roster, and this is what they're giving us to open programming. So not good, WWE. Give you a 2 out of 10 on that one, only because Chelsea Green's so hot. But and they did reference the Lily doll again. You know what I mean? Piper wanted them to steal it, so I got to give them that. But other than that, that match was just a wash. So to the hard camera fans, all 6 of you so far, we're sorry that we don't have more content to share in regards to that because they didn't give us much. Anyway, so that's how SmackDown opened up. Let's talk about it. I know y'all are waiting on the segments, so let's get into our first one of the week. I don't know where you want to start, but I do know what we have as potential. Let's talk about promo of the week. Let's just go there. Promo of the week. I think I heard y'all talking about it before the show. And Dominic, you seem super excited. Tell me your promo of the week.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I got so many of them, but I'm pretty sure that. Anyways, I'll go with the one I'm pretty sure no one else has on there. One of my favorite ones, and it was really just because of how funny it was for me, was Motor City and the Miz and Melo.
Oh,
they cooked.
Yes.
When Motor City. When Miz said, when Miz was like, Motor City machine guns, more like Motor City squirt guns, all noise, no impact. And then freaking Alex Shelley's all like, that's funny coming from a couple of guys who look like they just met, who look and wrestle like they just met in catering while we've been doing this for 2 decades. And then Chris Sabin hit Melo with that. You always talk about your him, but really you're his.
Yes.
Like, I'm like,
great segment.
The whole time, and then you got Uncle Howdy in the background. I'm just like, this whole segment's fire, bro. Like, but I got the same thing for Street Profit and MFT. Montez Ford with his EBT.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Street Profits were not near on the level that Motor City machine guns were.
Oh, I know, but it was funny. It was funny for me. Montez just killed me with his freaking ABCs, MFTs, EBTs.
Let's be honest. I think BFAB wrote that rap for him. I think she came up with it on the fly because
who knows, probably. Yeah.
But no, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up as your promo of the week. I watched that and I was thinking, oh my God, Motor City Machine Guns just cooked Melo. They just cooked him in every way. Air fried him right there for everybody to see.
Alex Shelley destroyed Miz with his looking. You guys look and wrestle like you got like a couple of guys who just met in catering. Like I'm sitting there, I'm laughing the whole time. Oh man, that's my promo of the week. There's definitely a bunch of other ones that were fire, but that was my favorite one.
I like that. Good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Adrian, what was your promo of the week?
Bailey. That backstage promo. It was so cool with her hugger Bailey, like calling her like all the names and like making fun of her almost, and like it's weird, but I like it. And at the end,
I loved it too.
Want a hug? It was so cool. I loved it.
Yeah, Bailey's whole inner personality, making fun of her and like her fighting her demons and stuff. It's really cool. I'm liking it. Really good character work. Really good character work from someone who's really been boring for almost a year now. Like, well, she's been doing good, but her just her as a character in general for almost a year. Like, since she lost the title from Nia at SummerSlam last year, she's kind of just been bad. Just Bailey, almost unlikable. And then they really redeemed her really hard with this, and I'm really enjoying it. So,
are you gonna hug her, Bailey?
I don't know.
Heel hugger Bailey.
I'm more along the fence of like, I don't know. I really don't know what we're gonna get out of that. I'm just excited to see what it is.
Even if it's just let me preface. We did get a segment. What they're talking about. We got a segment, a little promo on Raw where Bailey was seen in another emotional fit, and actually it was pulled from Bailey's YouTube channel. but she's talking to herself. And last week, we had a laugh at the end of her promo. We were like, what was that? This week, someone's talking back. Bayley's talking to herself and someone's talking back. And it's crazy. It's insane. It's maniacal. And Bayley, at the end of it, she's like, I don't know where to go from here. Where do I start? And the voice says, how about a hug?
So cool.
It's like, what? Are we going to get a split personality like Matt Hardy, crazy, Sting, Joker, crazy Bayley? And if we are, and she pulls this off, how awesome is it going to be?
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm going with. I don't know if it's going to be like a full blown, like as simple as face turn to heel, situation. I'm kind of thinking we're about to get like an alter ego type personality from her.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, we have it because someone inside of Bayley is talking to Bayley.
Right. Exactly. So
I like it so far.
I'm loving it. It's
maybe
it's
she's going to be a heel and a face.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And a face, and you're not going to know which one's coming out or when it's going to change.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to,
she might come out be Bayley wrestling, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the match, she switches to the hugger or whatever.
Yeah, dude. That's
the hugger.
The hug and then destroys somebody.
Yeah, dude. The last time this was, honestly, it may have been the only time that this was well done. Split personalities, multiple wrestlers, same person, was Mick Foley. He had Cactus Jack, he had Dude Love, and he had Mankind. And you never knew which one was going to come out and wrestle. And I think there was, even at one point in time, a Royal Rumble where all three personas of Mick Foley were competing in the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
so that's interesting. Can Bayley do it?
That is the last time that multiple wrestlers, one person was done really well. But another time where someone had like not necessarily multiple persons, one wrestler, but like another time, like the people talking to her, the voices, whatever, was done really well was in the peak of Randy Orton's career when he would sit there and try his hardest, and the next thing you know, just spaz out, like just lose it, bro. The early beginning of 2010s time era, Randy Orton when he was bald headed, he would lose his crap. He'd sit there, just be chilling. Next thing you know, he freaking kissed Stephanie McMahon while Triple H is being handcuffed to the ring. Like he just loses absolute mind. Punk kicked John Cena's dad's head. Like, I mean, just everything brutal, bro. Like loses it. So I mean, you definitely we definitely seen this over the history of time in wrestling. So I'm excited to see how good this one goes.
All right, Jimmy. Promo of the week in your eyes. Give it to me.
I want to preface what I'm about to say by saying the hard camera is truthful, and we, no matter what our feelings are, we have to tell the truth. And so I'm going to choke on this right now if you heard me last week, and I'm going to give my promo of the week to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn. He absolutely smoked Solo Sikoa on the I'm Coming to SmackDown promo, and I got to give him props for it.
Yeah, I'm on a couple of our other topics. I'm giving Sami props too, bro. Look, man, we're the hard, like he said, man, we're the hard camera, bro. And honestly, man, I'm also just gonna go ahead and say the truth too, man. Last week I was talking a lot of trash about Sami, but I think what was making me dislike Sami so much was that he was involved in something I didn't want him to be involved in. And now that he's completely switched over and he's involved in the level that I believe he should be involved in, I'm more along with him now. Like I'm not necessarily a fan, but I'm happy they removed him from what I didn't want him to be involved in. And what he's doing right now is all right with me. I'm cool with that. I'm all right.
I'm gonna talk about him more later because I have him in another category.
Well, I have a lot to say about Sami when we get to the booking couch, but since the booking couch takes forever, I'll just tell you, this is regurgitated content to the 9th degree. Another angle with Sami, Samoans, and having to prove himself for acceptance.
But it wasn't like
we've done this so many times with Sami.
But it wasn't like this long drug out thing. He accepted him the same night.
Okay, I'll bet you on this show in front of everybody $100 that next week they do something where Sami inadvertently hits Fatu and Fatu distrusts him and he has to go through weeks of proving that he's really on their side. Because Fatu wants the U.S. title as well.
Please,
Fatu wants it as well.
Please, no. I hope no.
I guarantee you, because
no,
here
let's not do
you got
that.
Sami, Fatu, Jimmy. All three of them are in U.S. title contention, but now they're on the same team.
The worst part is that they'll probably let Sami Zayn beat Jacob.
They will, because they're stupid. And then you'll have where it's almost the same exact thing as Dominic and Finn being in the same faction, but they're screwing each over for the Intercontinental title. I guarantee you that's what's coming. Fatu deserves to be U.S. champion for a long time. Eventually, whenever they give it to him, he needs to hold it for a while. But you got Sami now transferring, big storyline. They're putting Sami in front of Fatu, and that is awful. Awful.
Mm-hmm.
Did Sami do well? Sure, I'll give you that. But I'm not happy about it.
What I hope happens is they throw him to the wolves and make him fight Tonga, and he gets destroyed. That'd be great. But
oh, what are you gonna do when Sami beats Tonga 1-on-1?
If that happens, I quit watching.
That would be miserable.
But I'm really afraid it will. I'm afraid that's what they're going to do.
I don't know. I don't think
he's got something on somebody.
I'm sorry. I think the worst thing that happens is Sami wins the United States title, but I honestly the way things are looking to me personally, you're talking about him taking it from Jacob. That's not what I see happening. He's taking it from Solo, and Jacob's taking it from him.
Well, that'd be fine.
No, Jimmy's taking it from him.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Or Uncle Howdy.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
See, that's
what I'm picking up. I'm picking up that Sami wins United States. Look, bro, I'll be straight up with you. I think Sami's low key getting honestly sort of booked almost the same way Jay was last year. Constantly being put in the world title opportunity and pictures at the beginning of the year, and then right towards the fall gets put into the mid-card scene, wins one of the mid-card titles, holds it for like a month top, loses it to either the same person or someone of the same stature, and then he'll be a part of some kind of faction thing randomly, and then he'll probably disappear, and then he'll start up something for Road to WrestleMania. That's the way I see him being booked this year. And so I think he's going to win the U.S. title probably around like Crown Jewel or something like that. And then he'll hold on to it for about a month. Jacob Fatu will take it from him. And then Sami will probably go back to being involved in some kind of faction.
No, I think we can't forget that the Wyatts were in the back of that promo. But it could just be because of the tag team. But they were still there.
No, the Wyatts still exists. The Wyatts definitely still exist. That's not off the table. I just think it's.
Do we think they're going to the U.S. title picture?
Well,
I don't know.
Hold on, we're getting way ahead of ourselves on this.
We are kind of getting ahead of ourselves. We are.
The Wyatts were not present for the promo with Sami Zayn and the MFTs. They were not there. They showed up for the first time in the Mellow tag team against Fraxium.
Even Uncle Howdy.
They were not present for this promo. Thing. Yeah, they were not present. This was straight up Sami. I'm on SmackDown. I'm coming for the U.S. title, but I'm also going to align myself with people that want the U.S. title. From a booking perspective, it's not great. From a promo perspective, okay, give Sami his flowers. He did okay. Jimmy thinks he did promo of the week worthy, so we're gonna stick it to our man. Heck yeah, Jimmy, promo of the week, Sami Zayn. Secretly, I hate you for that.
It tastes like vinegar coming out of his mouth too.
Oh boy. Well, my promo of the week, I'm going to be honest with you. I love it when someone comes out and they're intelligent on the mic and they're not all about getting crowd pops. My promo of the week was Drew McIntyre.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I have him in a different category, but I definitely don't disagree with you, man. Drew McIntyre is evil.
I'll be honest with you. Bro. Drew McIntyre makes me miss Gunther. I'm ready for Gunther to come back. Drew comes out, and one of the things about Drew is he does not lie. He's not a Becky Lynch where he just makes himself look like a victim even though there's no supporting facts to it. Drew comes out and he says
That's true,
the exact
actually.
truth, and no one buys into it because he's booked as a heel. But he was not the aggressor on Cody Rhodes. He did not start it. He did not even touch Cody Rhodes.
Adrian,
Cody
that is
Rhodes
true.
came
Because
after
I
him.
remember
I know. I agree.
No,
with
I know. No, I was just saying that is true because when we were watching Raw,
Oh, yeah.
he was calling Becky Lynch Drew McIntyre, and at first I was agreeing with him, but then you saying this made me realize that really Becky Lynch is manipulative, but
No,
Drew
I
is
was
telling the
just saying the
truth.
way like he did it. She was like walking
Yeah.
over to the content, like the desk, and then
Yeah.
telling everybody.
Yeah, I
But
hear you.
he did this with CM Punk. He did this with Seth Rollins. He's done it with John Cena. He's been absolutely honest with everything he says on the mic. He gave a scientific, like if the police were investigating a crime scene, he gave a complete play-by-play of what actually took place. And when you go back and look at it, he's exactly right. And Cody Rhodes was the heel. 100%. Cody Rhodes attacked Drew for no reason. And Drew got him back. Oh my gosh, Adrian, show us that. Put it back on screen. You know, your new signing name for the podcast is I Play with Dolls.
Okay.
That's your new announcer name. But I thought it was great. He comes out and says it, and he also says, listen, I've been screwed out of this championship every single time I've won it. He says, I've been here for years. I'm a real player on this roster, and I deserve it. Furthermore, he goes on and he completely exposes Cody Rhodes, takes him to the woodshed and says, without a belt and without your story, you are nothing.
Dude,
And
yes.
I find, as much as I love Cody Rhodes, I find no argument.
No, dude, yes. He said that, and I was, as soon as he said that, I was like, facts. I was like, facts.
Cody Rhodes, right? The way now, I'll say this: Cody Rhodes as a face is nothing without the foundation and powers that be of WWE holding him up.
Yeah.
Well,
If he doesn't have a belt, he's not relevant.
Exactly.
Huh?
He does have a great last name.
He does have a great last name.
We got to give him that.
That's not.
But when I picked that for my promo of the week, it was because all of it made sense. He wasn't there to appeal to anybody. He got on the mic. He took care of business, and that's that. You can find no argument with what he said. And do I hope he wins at the PLE? Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Please win and then have Brock Lesnar come out and beat his tail.
That would be fun.
Just to screw him out. Or, whatever. If he keeps getting screwed, that's so funny. I like it. But, yeah, promo of the week for me, Drew McIntyre. So there you have it, audience. That's our promos of the week. Sami Zayn was mentioned, and that's insane. But, okay. There we go.
He'll be mentioned again.
Let's talk about something else that's taking place, and I want to see what y'all's thoughts are. This is the third week in a row Kiana James has showed up on SmackDown. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, Kiana James is now managing Julia, who is our U.S. champion right now. And, it was interesting that she was appealing to Jade and stuff like that. But this week, she does something interesting. She appeals to the women's champion herself, Tiffany Stratton, and says two things. She says, I can offer you protection. That's weird. But I can also offer you brand expansion and more. Now, I thought it was interesting that she said, I can offer you protection. And this was the segment of the week, and we're going to talk about this more in detail, where Nikki Cross was looking on. Do we speculate that there's more to Kiana James than meets the eye? Let's just talk about Kiana James.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Stacey
that
Keibler 2.0.
Well, more like 3.0, but
yeah,
no one can beat Stacey Keibler. But she's appealed now to Jade. She's ignoring Michin. She's appealed now to Tiffany, and she has Julia under contract. But again, she says, I'm going to offer you protection. And she happens to say this during a segment where Nikki Cross of the Wyatt Sicks is looking on. So WWE's been really good about connecting dots that aren't immediately seen. Does Kiana James have something going on
with the Wyatts?
I don't know. How deep is Kiana James in all this?
I mean, I'm shoot. I'm actually really. What I'm trying to say. I'm along the people that I do believe that Kiana has more than what's immediately there in front of you. Like she kind of came out of nowhere, but I love the way she's already just like, brand ambassador, protection holder. They obviously have something. They obviously have more deep to her to offer if they're allowing her to just come out and just offer that to their women's champion. So
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, why would Tiffy need protection? And
right.
if Julia is her client, how does Julia protect Tiffy as an undercard
Right,
championship?
exactly.
Something's up. Something's
There
weird
is
to me
something
with
up.
this. And it's just on my list to talk about because I can't make sense of it. Dad, you're normally really good about coming up with these side angles and why they're happening. What's up? What's going on here?
The sky's the limit where they could go with this. I'm sitting here, all kinds of things are coming into my brain. I mean, she did.
Yeah,
She did. She also made a prediction that since if you completely turn me down, then if you're not with us, you're against us. So
that's
She
true.
did say that. You're right.
We're about to find out.
So, I mean, in all honesty, dude,
to find out that all hell might break loose on Tiffany Stratton, which would be really interesting.
which would be awesome, considering the fact that she's basically just been dominating her, she's basically just been doing nothing but winning and winning and winning for about 8 months. So now she just gets a whole bunch of hell thrown at her. It'd be fun to see her come through all that, or see how she reacts to all that stuff.
Julia, or is us the Wyatt and Nikki?
Well, let's tie it in, and you say that, and okay, we know, and we talked about this for weeks now, that tag team division of women on SmackDown is abysmal, and there's this storyline, unless things change with Alexa, Charlotte, Chelsea Green, and her faction, is doomed to fail and run out very quickly because there's not a lot of content you can just repeat. But you've got Kiana there now. You've got Michin back in it going on. Candice LeRae showing up more, B-Fab showing up more, and then, the Wyatt Sicks, they want the gold. Well, part of the gold is the women's tag team titles. All they have is Nikki Cross. So when Kiana says you're not with us, you're against us, I wonder. I mean, it's not a stretch to think, we thought we might get Alexa reuniting with the Six, and there is six. There is six of them. They've said for a while that Bray Wyatt was the six, that they, honorary six, but I think there needs to be six. There needs to be Wyatt Six. And right now you've got 4 men, you've got a female. There's a sixth person coming somewhere, somehow. And if they wrap Kiana into this somehow in a weird way too, that's
it's
WWE.
And I got a feeling she's a really good wrestler. I think she's a really good wrestler too. We just seen her as a manager, and that's going to be one of the things that's going to trip everybody out whenever she steps in to help or something, and she's just phenomenal in the ring or something.
Oh, well, I know that.
This is why I say she's a Stacy Keibler 3.0, and I know we're a podcast full of men, but her body frame, obviously they're letting you see that with what she's wearing. She is muscular, like thick in a good way, not sexually thick, but she's got muscle. She'd whoop me. I guarantee you she'd beat me up if we got in a fight. So I think you're onto something.
But see, one of my gifts, the gift that I bring to the podcast is I'm always able to remember the past of things. So Kiana James was in NXT, and when she was in NXT, she wasn't a manager there. She was all fight. She was she was her gimmick as a fighter was the fact that she was that she was a really wealthy business lawyer, whatever it was, and so she was always going up to champions talking about offering brand brand marketing and stuff like that to them. And then if they turned her down, she'd beat the crap out of them and stuff like that. That was her gimmick in NXT for a while. I don't think she ever really won a title, but I know that she was in NXT and like her whole gimmick was like being this lawyer business person, and she would like, like I just said. So I know her in ring ability, and if you ever went back and watched her NXT stuff, she is a fighter. She's a great fighter at that. It just took them a year to get her established into the roster because she got drafted over to the main roster last year when they did the draft, and they just couldn't figure it out yet. So this whole angle, like Dad literally said, it's the sky's the limit. She can literally do anything. They can pull anyone into the story. I mean, she's flirting with the WWE Championship and the Women's United States Championship. And then
I'll say at this point in time, she's on the right show to expand her horizons because we need good women talent on SmackDown right now. 100%. In many different ways. Okay, well, I wanted to go over that with y'all. I just thought it was interesting. I didn't like Kiana at first. I was like, oh gosh, this is a weird thing they're putting on us. But with what she said last week, I thought, okay, interesting. All right, let's do it. Here we go. My favorite part of the week. Are you ready? It's time for Heel of the Week.
Here we go. All right. So, my funny heel of the week is Bronson Reed. He stole the ref's shoes.
I didn't see that. He stole the ref's shoes?
Yeah, dude. Whenever Jey Uso had Braun Breaker pinned for the 1, 2, 3, and the ref was about to hit the 3 count, and the ref got pulled out, he yanked the ref's shoes off, and then he looked at him and he was like, "I don't want these," and threw them at the ref's head.
Oh yeah, okay. I did see him throw a shoe. Okay, I was scripting the podcast as I was watching, so I didn't catch it. He stole the ref's shoes.
Yeah, dude, he yanked them things right off his foot and looked at him and everything. And was like, "I don't want these ugly things." Bam! Whenever you know how they do the Raw recap after Raw, he was on the Raw recap and they were like, "So we've seen that you took the ref shoes," and he was like, "Yeah, I stole them. I'll steal any. I'm from this. You can consider, like I said, I'm the tribal thief. I steal any shoes I want, but any shoes I want, I didn't want his. Those are ugly. I threw them at him."
It'd be great. It'd be great promotional material if we could somehow get some really nice shoes and have them hand delivered to Bronson Reed as a gift from the hard camera to Bronson Reed. That'd be great promo material for us if we could do that. But
go ahead and tie the laces together for him.
So yeah, we'll shine your shoes, buddy. We're the hard cam.
We should get like Walmart shoes and make them really like dirty and stuff, and send them some bad shoes.
Yeah. Adrian thinks you're overbooked, so you're not going to get it from him.
Lord. Adrian's the only one that thinks you overbooked Bronson Reed.
Or we could be total heels about it since we're on Heel of the Week, and we could sign the shoes and make it look like Bronson received a special gift because we signed the shoes for him instead of him signing our shoes. I wonder how many shoes Bronson's signing these days. When he goes to signings, I wonder if they're like, "Will you sign my shoes? Will you sign my shoes?"
Right. I wonder too now, honestly. But
that's
no, that was definitely that was my funny heel. My second heel was Drew McIntyre. He's unfortunately he is booked in this thing as the heel, but he is calling out Cody on his crap, and so it's really cool. The justifiable heel will always be my favorite kind of heel, outside of the cheap heat people like Logan Paul. But justifiable heels like Drew McIntyre and freaking Kevin Owens, who I miss so much. Those are my favorite kind of heels. So Drew McIntyre gets that acknowledgement at this week for that. I know Dad's heel of the week, so Dad, you can take over on it now.
My heel of the week, you can probably see by my background, is Paul Heyman. Whenever he said the late great Tommy Dreamer, and Braun whispers something in his ear, I know what he whispered. Tommy Dreamer's still alive, and Paul Heyman says, "Yes, unfortunately." That's about as heel as it gets right there, brother. Just wishing a person dead.
I think
it was funny.
It was hilarious, and I don't think he was wishing he was dead. I think he said, "Is he dead yet?" He's not dead yet, but he should be. I think he's talking about literally all the drugs and stuff that Tommy Dreamer is known for taking, and all the stuff he went through on ECW. He's like, oh no, he should be dead for all the stuff that he did. But either way, you're right. And I think honestly, Paul Heyman messed up. I don't think he meant to say late great Tommy Dreamer, but he did it, and then he had to go with it, and it was the best correction, the best cover. I was like,
because he said it, and I go, hard. Dominic, when did Tommy Dreamer die?
Yeah, Dad was like, I didn't know about Tommy Dreamer dying. And I looked over at Dad, I was like, he did it. And Dad was like, what?
I actually missed some of it because we were trying to Google and see when he died.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer is suddenly trending again for the first time in 10 years.
Bring him on there and job him a couple of times. That'll be fun.
Oh, shoot.
Bronson Reed versus Tommy Dreamer is the next feud while Roman's gone. The Street Fighter.
That's an annihilation match.
I always liked Tommy Dreamer though. He was really fun for me to watch back in the day when he would show up on Raw.
Everything I've ever watched about him, he was really fun. So yeah, I liked him too.
He was, but see, the problem with Dreamer is he was this really buff. He had a good physique guy, but he was small. He honestly in the ring was not a big dude at all, but he looked big. So he kind of had some handicaps, but I liked him. I thought Mike Awesome was a better version of Tommy Dreamer.
That's what I was thinking. He didn't invoke Mike Awesome. That kind of disappointed me. He's the one that had his head stapled 5 times with a staple gun. That's pretty hardcore.
And still managed to grow his hair out long. Mike Awesome was good. We need to do a special segment on Mike Awesome. I'll do that this week. All right, so you've got Dominic's Heel of the Week. You've got Jimmy's Heel of the Week, which is funny. Paul Heyman deserves it. Adrian, give me your Heel of the Week.
The Wyatts.
Why are they healed? Tell me why they're healed.
Because of how they're like going behind everybody, and I don't know. I like how they're extra little things at the end of every promo or during every match.
So
good.
I do have to beg the question though. Do we really think the Wyatts are heel?
I mean, okay, all the way up to SummerSlam, they were being blatantly heel. They were being like. They were. Now, I don't know. Now, you could say that they were doing everything they were doing so that they could accomplish their ultimate goal of having the SmackDown Tag Team division be exposed for who they really were, and the fact that they weren't really actually for each other. They were really just all about themselves, because that's kind of basically what's happened now since that TLC match. Is you got Street Profit DIY pissed off at each other. You got Motor City and Melodont Miz pissed off at each other. You know, you got all these guys that are just that were the definition of the SmackDown Tag Team division, now all just at wit ends with one another. And the Wyatts over here just like laughing in the background, basically. So you could say that they were doing everything they were doing just to accomplish their goal, and that they're really here for the greater good. But also you could say that they're just evil, maniacal people who do what they want. But so I mean, you could go both ways. It's definitely a very interesting character because now I mean, we're in a situation again with this Melodont Miz and the Wyatts in the background of it situation, and that inevitable separation that's obviously being booked right in front of us right now. We're in a situation where, I mean, the Wyatts could, because the Miz and the Wyatts have a history. Remember, Miz literally left Raw to get away from the Wyatts.
He was kidnapped.
Now they're back. Now they're back on SmackDown, and Miz is back to being this manipulative, person. That was the same person that he was on Raw that made the Wyatts went after him for. Now he's being booked to do the exact same thing again to Melo, and the Wyatts are here haunting him. So I mean, we could totally see the Wyatts kidnap Miz, bro. And this, so I'll say this in the shortest way I know how to say it. Melo. Okay, so Melo and Miz together, right? Blah, blah, blah. Wyatts are in their background. And then when the inevitable situation breakup happens, this is how I see it happening. I'll say this really fast. Wyatts take Miz. Miz is gone. Carmelo starts beefing with the Wyatts for weeks, trying to get his buddy back. And then he beefs with them. He starts fighting them each one by one, starts going after them. Then he gets down to Uncle Howdy, and he has a big match against Uncle Howdy because he's the big figure leader of the group. And in that match, he gets screwed and loses from none other than a Miz returning. But Miz looks evil and twisted. And the Wyatts kidnapped him. And they had him kidnapped just so that Miz can go and come back as this guy that helps them out, like kind of like a heel, and he's screwing them out of it. And so now the whole time you have Melo getting TV time against the Wyatts just to get screwed out of the person that he was trying to save the whole time. And so then Melo was like, "Yeah, that's what I see happening. I can see it going down."
You took a long time to think that out.
That'd be a heck of a.
I think you're entirely wrong.
That'd be a heck of a push for Melo.
What? That's the why am I
y'all been wanting Melo to have a push. That would be
wrong on that.
It's simpler than this.
No,
Wyatt
it's
Sicks
not.
want gold. Wyatt Sicks want gold. Miz is trying to manipulate to get in that gold. One way or another, we will have Wyatts and Melo and Wyatts and Miz, but it'll be surrounding the U.S. title. Sami just has to win it first, and then we might get a decent match between Melo and Sami, and then the Wyatts will take it. The Wyatts don't want Sami. They're not going to mess with Sami. They're going to wait until one of their targets has it, and then they're going to take it from them. That's what I think.
I could see
I
that
don't know.
going
I don't think it's that simple.
Listen, let me tell you what the Wyatts are doing. You know, in horror movies, how the killer never runs. Everybody runs from the killer, and the killer just walks, but inevitably the killer catches up to the people that are running. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what the Wyatts are doing. They're stalking, they're waiting, and when the moment strikes, they're going to get you. And I do like that you brought up the fact that Miz is traumatized from what happened on Raw, because one of the most horrifying segments on Raw that I've ever seen is when you saw Miz in the background getting dragged into that tour bus. I was like, oh my God, this is adult content right here. Kids are going to be having nightmares over this. And
Exactly.
but I don't know about. I mean, that's cool. That's awesome that we think that. If it happens that elaborately, then wow, we're giving Triple H a lot more credit than really he deserves. We do give him credit, but that's pretty broad. I really just think they're sitting in the background and they're looking. They're like, all right, we're gonna take it from you, and we're gonna take it from you, and we'll see what happens. But I will say this: Nikki Cross was looking at Kiana James and Tiffy. I don't think Nikki Cross is taking the women's championship. If she does, oh my goodness, that would be interesting. But
she's a pretty good wrestler.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Superhero.
That opens up a whole nother can of worms. All right, well,
can of worms.
Heels of the week. We got Wyatt. We got Paul Heyman. Adrian, did you give me yours? That was Wyatt's. And then Dominic, you said Drew McIntyre.
I said Drew McIntyre and Bronson Reed.
Yeah. All right. My heel of the week is none other than The Miz.
Yeah.
For what he's doing to Melo. And I got to tell you, I like Carmelo Hayes.
He's not a heel.
Otherwise known as Carmelo Anthony, if you ask Jimmy. He is great. He has great in-ring personality. There was a spot in the match where Nathan Frazier was kind of whooping up on him a little bit, and he figured out Nathan Frazier's plan. He tricked him up, and then he turned and he taunted with the crowd, and I was like, dang, Carmelo has great in-ring charisma. He really does. And we need to see him doing things. I'm sad that he was off camera for so long, but why The Miz was the heel is because he stole the finish from Melo. He got in there. Melo won the match. He was getting ready to bring it home. Miz tagged himself in, used his finisher instead, won the match, and then proceeded to celebrate with Melo like he did it all. He's lied to Melo, saying he's got the tag team title shot for him this week, which in fact they did not have. The Miz has stepped in at every attempt for Melo to request a U.S. title shot, which we think would be really a good match. And he's got this ulterior motive. He's holding Melo back. And I think if they play this outright, this will be great for Carmelo. But right now, the frustrations that you see, and I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh. I got to give credit to The Miz for playing a great under what you would call gray heel, I guess, because he's not necessarily a bad guy. He's just selfish, and it's working for the promotion of another superstar. So heel of the week goes to The Miz for me.
Well, you want to add extra sting, or extra poison, whatever you want to call it, to your heel of the week. What makes it even better is he stole that win from him, and you know what made that significant too?
Is now
he
he'll
stole
say
that win. He stole that heel. No, he stole that win from him in his hometown.
Yeah, he did. And the crowd, I have it in my notes, the crowd was loud for Melo. When that match started, they were yelling, we want Melo.
Well, yeah,
we want Melo.
That was his hometown. That was his hometown. He was getting ready to fight. He had a position to hit his finisher, get the win, and then here comes Miz stealing the win from him. And Melo's just in shock, sitting there like, what the heck? And then, it goes and he falls along with it. So that added extra sting for me. I was like, oh, no way, bro. He totally just stole the win from him in his own town. Like, oh, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that's there.
That's whack. Okay, well, there you have it, guys. There's our heels of the week this week from SmackDown and Raw. One of the things I want to talk about is our unlikely hero, Mr. It's Clobbering Time, or it's I'm going to be clobbered time. Let's talk about CM Punk.
Okay.
CM Punk, okay. All right. This is not a booking couch issue. This is a relevant to this week on Raw issue. CM Punk has interrupted LA Knight twice, costing LA Knight title opportunities. CM Punk is positioning himself in front of Jey Uso, who rightfully, honestly, Jey Uso never got his rematch when he lost the belt. He never got it. He deserves it. And then I think the pecking order in this is Jey Uso first, then LA Knight, then CM Punk at this point. So you've got CM Punk being incredibly selfish, but then he goes around this week on Raw. He appeals to Knight, and he appeals to Jey and says, "Hey, we need to team up. We need to be on the same page for this, guys. We need to put ourselves second, and we need to put our individual self second and put our conglomerate self first." And I've never seen such a backwater, just like, what? How hypocritical can you be? And of course, CM Punk being the people's, the voice of the voiceless and all this stuff. And now suddenly he wants these people to team up with him when he has been selfish the last few weeks. Yeah. Get out of here. That is this week on Raw completely killed CM Punk's character. It made no sense for what CM Punk has done versus what he is trying to do. Oh, I'm trying to get you to the PLE. Oh, I'm trying to help us survive. What? You don't care if they survive. You want the title rematch shot. It made no sense to me. No sense to me at all. CM Punk betrayed his character, betrayed his face persona, and I hated it. I hated all of it this week. But
I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely getting really confused and trying to figure out in my head why in God's green earth would he freaking even be trying to offer help to these guys. If anything, if we're gonna talk about being in character work, who they have been, I would expect something like that from Jey, and I'm a Jey fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Jay's always been that guy. Even when he had the world title, that was the whole booking of the reason why he lost the title was because he's too obsessed with helping people. Which, now I guess you could say they're booking him the way he is to prove that he's gotten over that type thing. So, I guess there's that. But still, I would have expected what CM Punk did from Jay, if anything. Definitely not CM Punk just going around offering – or not offering, but saying that we need to it was very confusing for me too. I was like, why? What? Wait, what? Why are we doing this? It's almost like in a way, I don't want to overthink it, but it's almost like he's trying to manipulate them. He's trying to
I was gonna say that too. Let's take Punk. Why would Punk care if they make it healthy to the 4-way?
Right. Why would
he's got to beat them too?
Right. So why would he give a flying crap about that? Why? Why?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And if it was manipulative, it should have kind of been hinted at that it was manipulative, but it wasn't. So
right, it wasn't at all either. Though,
complete betrayal of character on Raw, CM Punk.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like this whole match. I never have. It's not good for anybody involved. It's not good for Seth. He's got to defend against 3 people, lose the belt without being pinned. It's not good for Jay. Jay deserves a legitimate one-on-one shot. It's not good for LA Knight, who also does. And Punk, I don't care about Punk. I'm done with him anyway. But
that's
it's really not. It's really.
That's if you're giving valid reasons for everyone that he's just like Punk. We don't care about him.
It's well, but he has a good reason too. But I mean, people get cashed in on. That's just part of it.
Right, that's the name of the game. Right,
yeah. No, they're like he deserves a rematch, but that's not how.
I think.
But the way you save this match, is make it last man standing. It needs
a fatal
to be.
4-way last man standing. That's diabolical.
Absolutely, you get
that
pinned, you're out
forever, dude.
I love that,
dude. I don't even see where that match would end. Like, holy crap, that match would last for an hour, if not longer, dude. Could you imagine?
Seth would be the
Could you
first
imagine
out.
A fatal 4-way?
Seth would be the first out. They team up on him, put him out. Then they fight among themselves.
Or Seth becomes legit Shawn Michaels legendary and withstands all 4 of them in a last man standing.
Hey, buddy, that would be great too. I mean, push him.
Same.
I like him.
He's the goat.
But then you really could have the Wyatts come take CM Punk.
Shut up.
Dude,
all right.
I can't believe.
Well, there you go, guys. CM Punk completely betrays character. Interesting little take there. Real quickly too, we did have a little segment where R-Truth was approached by Aleister Black, and honestly, I thought they were gonna forget that R-Truth was the catalyst of the Aleister Black versus Damian Priest feud we're getting. But Damian Priest is apparently out with injury thanks to Aleister Black, and guess who Aleister came and talked to this week? Our boy R-Truth. Gave him a little piece of wisdom. R-Truth became our killings again for just a minute. And here we go. Looks like next week we might get an R-Truth versus Aleister match. R-Truth will probably lose again, much to the chagrin of the people on this podcast. Or Damian. Damian could return and save R-Truth, which would be kind of cool. But either way, that happened, and we want to make sure that you are informed of it. Oh, boy. Here we go. Oh, and when we were talking about heels of the week, I was going to also mention that Seth Rollins was my honorable mention. Because he totally manipulated Braun
with
what Jay was saying. Dude, I loved it. It was probably the best segment on all programming this week when Seth Rollins took over, went back to his roots and said, Braun, do you understand what Jay is telling you? He's telling you that he thinks he's better than you. He's telling you he thinks he's faster than you. And then he had to say it. It was so great. He said, did you hear Jay? He thinks your family is a bunch of fat asses.
Dude, I
cracked up so hard. I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm sitting there the whole time. Number one, I'm already excited because every time Jay or Seth comes down from the crowd and cuts a promo from the crowd, it's so good. When Seth used to do it before he was in what he is now. But the point is, I was excited already because of that. And so I'm sitting there pumped. I mean, you can ask Dad. I'm so ready. And then then Jay just says what he says, and then Steph's manipulating the crap out of him. I'm sitting there thinking, dang, bro, how many words is he gonna put in Jay's mouth, bro? Like Jay did not say any of that, but whatever, bro. It was so funny. It was awesome.
I thought it was hilarious. I got to give props to him for that.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, we had some resolution to something we talked about last week. We had a match this week where Natalya took on Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And honestly, I get it. They had a spot in the match where Natalya was thrown into the ring post, and for the rest of the match, she was catering a hurt shoulder, and that put her at a severe disadvantage against Becky Lynch. Now, there's a couple things I want to mention here. One, Natalya being as resourceful as she was while not being able to use one of her arms was really good. I think Natalya is one of the best female wrestlers, technical wrestlers on the roster, unsung hero. There were signs in the crowd where they said Natalya is a low-key legend. I agree. Natalya's great. But coming off of the PLE we had where Lyra Valkyria fought Becky Lynch with her hands zip-tied, it wasn't as impressive because Lyra just did that and made it look better than Natalya ever possibly could, considering the circumstances. We knew Natty was going to lose, so if she loses because of an injury, actually, I appreciate that. But we had bitter taste in our mouth because of the way Maxine was treated. When Becky attacked Maxine after the bell, I thought, okay, maybe we're going to get a rematch with Maxine and we might get what we want. But no. The aftermatch debacle is interrupted by none other than the less than illustrious and glamorous Nikki Bella. Geez, someone please just save me from this portion of the podcast. Nikki Bella comes out to save Natalya. Give me a break. Nikki Bella is nothing.
You can look, but you can't touch.
She's so bad. She can't even slide into the ring anymore. Did you see where she tried to slide in the ring and it became more of like a little plop into the ring? Why did they do this to us?
I mean, I'm okay. I'll be honest with you. The reason why I'm not as bummed out as you are probably is, number one, I don't really have that much of an issue with Nikki. I mean, I don't necessarily think she's the greatest of all time either, but I don't think she's like that bad. But also the reason why I'm not as bummed also is because the second Maxine lost, and I remember the promo that Nikki and Becky had week prior to that, I immediately thought to myself, this is all just filler for Nikki to come back and her and Nikki have this Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella IC title match in Paris.
Well, yeah, we knew it was coming, but we didn't ask for it. We don't want it. Honestly, I feel like it would be so much better if we had a real feud between Natalya and Becky. Just skip Nikki. Let Nikki feud with Tiffany. I don't care about that.
Bro. Dude, yes, I honestly would love that. But anyways,
I mean, that's been Tiffany's thing anyway. She's taken on people like Tiffany Stratus or what's her name? Trish Stratus. You know, other big names like that.
Charlotte Flair, Bayley, yeah.
You know what's equally exciting? I'm as equally excited in Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch as I am Nia Jax showing back up on SmackDown.
Boy, brother,
do not care.
Oh my gosh,
do not care,
dude. Hey, dude, is that your flop of the week, brother? Because that's my floppity flop of the year, brother. Like, I'm so tired,
brother.
Dude, the next time Nia Jax comes flopping into the room, I'm about to flop her, dude. She's getting on my nerves, dude. I'm so tired of seeing Nia Jax.
Tiffany.
Dude,
let it
bro,
go.
this is getting worse than Andrade and Rey Fenix, brother. Like, dude, no. Brother. I mean, no, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes with their best of 7 series.
Matches, like, God.
Like, good, exactly.
Which leads to my flop of the week.
Look, man, I don't want to.
Hold on, let's do this proper. Bro, but like, let's do it right. Officially, we have broken the door down on this week's pop or flop, and Dominic has taken the lead. Nia Jax, finish your rant, bro, because you're killing it,
dude. I mean, God, dude, it's like they had one good match, and then I never wanted to see it again, but now I'm about to see it for the 5th time, and I'm just like, I'm like, dude, you're fighting Tiffany more times than you spend in the gym, like good Lord, dude, I don't want to see you anymore, bro, like. Go back to modeling or something. You probably can't though, but I mean, shoot. Like I'm about to get it, bro. Like, I mean, the next time I see her come flip-plopping along the strut like she's worthy of being a WWE champion, I'm gonna freaking send her back to freaking Evolve so she can evolve that. Never mind. Nope, I'm gonna get us canceled. Never mind. I was about to say something really bad, but I have to see. I can't, dude.
Well, there you have it. According to Dominic, his flop of the week is Nia Jax and a literal physical persona of flop. She is flop. I think you feel the way about Nia Jax that I feel about Naomi. Now we understand each other.
Send her back to the
team. I think we do. Because, I mean, Nia is just, it's a repetitive game.
I like Nia. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Nia Jax I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to stun all of you. I think Nia Jax is sexy. I think she is so fine.
Okay, look. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and just be straightforward with you. I do not have a disliking for Nia. I have a disliking for Nia doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's my problem with her. She has been going after the freaking Tiffany Stratton since she cashed in on her. Like, bro, get over it. You lost. Not only have you lost the cash in, but you lost the first 3 or 4 times you fought. You lost the last woman standing match. You're done. You don't deserve this anymore. This is not.
I want to see.
This is gone.
I want to see Nia Jax and Piper Nivens with stakes.
Now that's fine. I'm okay with that.
I want to see the real match.
Yeah, make her a dog.
That's fine. I mean, you can have. I wouldn't even be mad if they just like
and let Bronson Reed be the special guest referee. Let's just send them all out.
Put all the media up in the ring. Hey man, no, man.
The last episode of the podcast, we are canceled.
Yeah, Jordan. I mean, but in all honesty, dude, you and me have the same type. I've always said Nia's drop dead pretty hot too, man. Yeah, dude. I don't disagree with you at all, but damn it. She's making me mad. She's making me mad.
Well, okay, there you have it. You have Dominic's flop as Nia. Adrian, you got a flop this week?
No.
Nothing you saw that was just like.
You can use my second one, bro.
Oh yeah, I could.
How about let's pull special focus to your microphone that you're using this week. It's attached to Drew McIntyre, and at the beginning of the show, he called it Drew McIntyre. That's my flop. That's so stupid. No, I'm kidding. That's actually really funny. All right, Adrian doesn't have a flop. Adrian is the biggest WWE fan on the podcast, so it takes a lot for him to dislike something. Oh, you do?
He actually has a flop, but I gave it to him. Take it away, brother.
No, it's not that one. It's a different one.
Oh, okay. Wow. Never mind. You didn't take it from me.
Otis returning in AAA and not being here on WWE.
How about Otis returning in AAA and almost looking gay?
Yeah, dude. I know, dude.
He was attracted to the cross-dressing luchador. Like they almost kissed.
Yes.
That's awful.
Yes, dude. I'm so pissed off.
Did he forget Maxine?
If someone else, I know. Dude, that's flop of the century, brother. If you go from Maxine to gay luchadors, I don't know what's wrong with you, bro. That needs to be studied somewhere, dude. I'll tell you what, man. Give me Maxine if you don't want her. Anyways, no, I'm married.
If Otis comes out next week with glitter in his beard, I'll tell you what. Jimmy tells us all the time what would make him stop watching WWE. If Otis comes out next week with glitter in his beard, I'm done. I quit. I am done. This podcast is over voluntarily.
Oh God!
Y'all don't remember Adrian Street, but that's what that would be.
Dude, listen though, but in all honesty, my second flop.
Exotic Adrian.
Well, there was a point in time when they tried to book Christian and Edge as gay men. Remember that?
Oh.
They like painted their fingernails and stuff.
Tom got war flashbacks.
What about Billy and Chuck?
That too, and then oh God. Just add Pretty Deadly, and then we've got rainbow flags at the next PLE.
Okay, party's over.
And Adrian Adonis.
Party's over.
They did that with Adrian Adonis too.
Pretty Deadly almost makes me homophobic every time they go on the TV. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Like I can't sit there and watch them just like.
But they're not even gay.
I can't do it, man. I can't, dude. No, but I don't care. That makes it even worse. Okay, like that. I couldn't do it. Anyways, but no, my second flop is kind of similar to Adrian's. It's freaking Rey Mysterio just randomly returning in a backstage video with Dom. That was balls for me.
Oh no,
dude. I couldn't do
that's
that.
not a flop. That's not a flop. We're gonna get that Rey and Dominic match. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be good.
I'm ready for it, but I just wish I don't know. I just felt like Rey kind of could have gotten a little bit better. Like I don't know.
Rey's gonna move to when he signs his Legends contract. He's gonna be a backstage manager. It's gonna be good for the company.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess
Jimmy, what was your flop?
Sheamus promo, and we're gonna have Sheamus Rusev at a PLE.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's a good old.
It'll give us a chance to go to the bathroom.
It's a good old Donnybrook match. It's we're going to
slap you with my glove.
I will put you through the beer keg and have a shot with you, mate. That's.
Yeah, I'll have a chance to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
PLE.
And then they're going to be best friends afterwards. It's stupid. I agree. Okay. My flop, Dominic is going to rage. Dominic is going to lose his mind. Are you ready?
I'm not ready.
Yeah.
The Street Profits were the biggest flop on SmackDown. Let me tell you what sucks. You want me to tell you what sucks? This sucks so bad. It is a dollar store coupon version of the Jey Uso Yeet.
Oh, dollar store coupon.
I'm going to take up couponing, and my very first one is going to find Street Profit merchandise. They're going to pay me to buy it by the time I'm done.
After this week of the hard camera, we got to go by the name of the hard roast. We are killing people tonight,
and
y'all.
BFAB doesn't help at all. BFAB in the middle of the ring. I feel like the Numa guy. I knew him. It's awful. The Street Profits are so good, and that's their gimmick.
Store coupon version of the Jays.
By the way, they got zero crowd reaction when they came out this week. They had to really work for it to get the crowd involved.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can see where you expected me to get the rage, but I can't disagree with you. Everything you're saying, when I actually think about it, is facts. So
now, on the flip side, let's break this down before we get into our pops. DIY took on the Street Profits. It was a decent match, but really, what stole the show was Candice LeRae. And Candice LeRae with Nia Jax and being an add-on to many women in the division, I was ready for her to be off of the roster. So she comes back as a manager person for DIY. She's married to Johnny Wrestling. But this is now 2 out of 3 weeks where Candice LeRae has some of the best highlights on the show. Her Hurricane Rana that she pulled on, who was it? It wasn't Montez. Yes, it was. Where she Hurricane Rana Montez into Angelo. Freaking perfect. It was awesome. And then, of course, she had the PLE spot where she went through a ladder. Okay, maybe Candice LeRae can go back and be a serious contender with the women's division again because she's putting in the work now as a manager, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I like her.
I don't like her, but she's done some good stuff recently. Also, here's another one you're going to hate. I got to give a flop to the Street Profits gimmick. They need something better for their athleticism and ability. Jey Uso coming out with the leather straps on his biceps and his wrist that made it look like he had no circulation getting to his fingers. That was not a good look for Jey Uso. So I'm giving a flop to Jey Uso's ring attire this week. He looked like he was chained up and going to be the next victim on you. Not good. I didn't like it.
No way.
Dude, the cut up sleeve and all the straps and stuff, it's a callback. It's a callback to like the stuff that his dad and them used to wear.
Yeah, but they were so tight. It looked like he was not able to move.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I like that stuff, but it was just go back and look. Go look at how tight it was. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can find a picture.
I was thinking
that.
When CM Punk walked up to him backstage and I seen what he was wearing, I thought to myself, that's like a whole new. I've seen him do the cut up sleeve, but I haven't seen him do the strap on his arm and stuff like that yet.
No, he's done the strap before. He's never done the cut up sleeve.
I've seen him do the bicep straps, but the wrist ones were a little much.
The wrist ones were what I'm talking about.
I didn't realize we were getting into BDSM, Jay. So
hey man, look, bro, I'm not gonna lie though, man. Since we're gonna segue into pop, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my pop. I really liked whenever I don't know. Anyways, point is my two pops. My first one is unfortunately is when Sami announced that he was on SmackDown now. The people ate that up. They were really happy about that. So that's the pop. But it's my pop, which was fun for me, was Jay coming out to his theme song at his match, and he wasn't dancing with anyone. That my man came out ready for business with his buggy full of weapons and his new wrestling attire. He was ready to go to war. And it looked nice. I like it. I've been ready for them to make him not necessarily a new character, but make him like serious about crap, making him like where he's actually gonna stand on business and actually put the beat down on people like he's really able to. Because 5 years ago, the last Extreme Rules match that happened on Raw was Jey Uso against Daniel Bryan. So
that's a good statistic to point out. Did you count how many chairs they put in the ring for that match? I did. You know how many chairs were in the match at one time?
How many, bro?
13.
Good Lord.
13 chairs were in the ring at one time for this match. And, okay, if we're talking about Pops and Jay, I got a lot to say about Jay that you won't like. But Braun dropping him on those chairs set up back to back.
Gosh, dude.
Oh, my God. That hurt me through the TV.
Dude, that we don't have this as a segment, but that goes for spot of the week, dude. Like, holy crap, dude. That spot was gnarly. When that happened and he hit the ground, I thought, oh man, he's done. That there's no way he survived that. How in the world did he survive that? And then goes on to spear him and splash him twice in the few, like within the same match after that. Wow. Like, I was just like, what? Yeah, no, they pulled off some really cool spots. And for people who freaking get to see things commercial free on Netflix, they also pulled off some pretty cool spots too during commercial that we didn't get to see.
I had to go back and watch it. I couldn't watch it live, so I had to watch it. And they take out, I have the premium version. They do take out some of those commercial spots when you rewatch it. They left that in. They left that in the match. They did not take that out of the program. So it was that good.
That thing was fire.
Okay, well, nice pop. Jey Uso coming out meaning business with the... You know what that also reminded me of? Do you remember Smiley? What's his name?
Norman Smiley.
Norman Smiley used to come out to his matches with football pads on and a shopping cart full of weapons, and he was so fun to watch on WCW.
Yeah, Dad.
He was a hardcore champion for a long time.
Yeah, Dad. I remember I was telling Dad that my favorite like hardcore person, because we're talking about hardcore wrestling, and I told him my hardcore person that I loved the most as a kid was Jeff Hardy. And Dad was like, no, you ain't seen nothing until you seen this guy. And he showed me him. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty
And he
solid.
fell into it by accident. I remember watching the episodes that led up to that. He did not want to be a hardcore champion. He just got thrown into it over and over again until eventually it became his signature. And so he'd come out and get totally whooped and then win matches by accident. I love Norman Smiley. I'm going to make a match. I'm going to make a post about Norman Smiley. All right. Jimmy, what was your pop of the week?
Yeah, you're going to disown me, but...
I'm getting close already. I don't know how much more damage you can do.
Sami Zayn doing the dance at the end. That was
okay, I will concede that Sami dancing when Jimmy came out was kind of cool.
Yeah. And then when he did the Jacob Fatu shake at the end of the show,
when he did
Jacob did the shake and he looked over at Sami. Sami was like,
I almost peed myself. I laughed so hard.
Dad was dying. It was funny too, Jordan. You know how when Dad's sleeping and he'd be snoring and you'd be like, Dad, and he'll wake up, huh? You're like you were sleeping, and he'll be like, no, it was. I was resting my eyes. It was one of those moments. He was sleeping and then he just wakes up and he starts laughing, and I'm like, weren't you just sleeping?
I can see it in my mind's eye. Okay, well, let's move on from this as quickly as possible so we don't have to talk about Sami Zayn any more than we already have. It was good, though. You're right. I'm just kidding. Did you have more to say about it?
No, I'm choking on this. Believe me, I'm trying to be objective, but
I was about to say, Jordan, you're probably reading his mind by moving on really fast.
We still got one more category, and y'all like it a lot more. So
we've got a few categories left.
Yeah. My favorite one, the one I'm excited for, is underrated and overrated. That's the one I'm ready for.
Yeah, I've got mine listed. Trust me, you're gonna hate me for this. What about you, Adrian? What was your biggest pop of the week?
Pop, either Naomi in general, her whole thing just was big, or Eric Rowan when he popped up. Whenever
that's true.
Tala Tonga was looking at him.
When he was behind Tala Tonga.
And did we not say that last week? Like an Eric Rowan and Tala match would be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
would feed families. Yes.
Ooh boy.
Dude. Yeah, okay. It does make it even. It does make it so fire. Solo sitting here dealing with the dummies of Street Profits, and then next thing you know, you got Tala just standing there the whole time, just like this, just keep looking behind him because he can feel it. And then Solo's like, Tala, you good? And Tala's just like, yeah, let's go, bro. and he just walks off. Like, but Tala knew. Tala's seen him. He's like, that dude's back there, bro. Like, so
yeah.
yeah,
But how do you pick a winner? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, we don't want either
know,
one of them
man.
to lose. Honestly,
Eric
that's
Rowan.
good. That's good booking. That's good
Right,
booking.
that is good booking. Tala
Good one,
and
Adrian.
Eric Rowan is phenomenal.
Listen, my pop of the week goes all around to every single thing that Iyo Skye did this week.
Dude,
Iyo Skye is, I'm telling you guys, and I've said for a while that the top 3 on the show, on all shows, is Iyo, Rhea, and Bianca Belair.
yeah,
I hate to say, I don't even hate to say it. I want to say carefully that Iyo is the best women's wrestler on both shows. She put a legendary match on last week with Roxanne. And then Raquel was a main eventer this time last year. She was highly respected in the women's division, competing on par with Rhea Ripley, and she's fallen off. But she gets in there with Iyo this week, and they put on a great match too.
Yes, they did.
And it was smart. It was smart matching because Iyo gets in there and she thinks she's going to do her technical aerial stuff with Raquel that she did with Roxanne last week, and Raquel shuts it down. Iyo has to adjust and then wrestle against a powerhouse like Raquel. And one of the best shots of the entire night was when Raquel landed that big boot straight to Io's face, and it was cinema.
Yeah,
she put it down perfect.
If we had sell of the week, that would be it. That's the best
Dad
sell
literally
I've seen
said
this
that
year.
we're watching the show. Dad was like, we had a sell of the week apart on our thing. I'm putting that on there right now. He was like, I was like, for real though. Because then she went on to proceed to pull off another one like that when she clotheslined the crap out of her and she hit 2 front flips.
And then when she caught her, when she did the dive out of the ring onto the side and Raquel rolled it up and picked her up and carried her back to the ring.
That was
great
awesome.
Great match. And this is now every time that we've seen Iyo in the ring, in recent memory, Iyo has stolen the show and been absolutely awesome. And so I got to give.
It's been consistent since this year. When she fought Rhea for the World Championship before WrestleMania, that match was baller, shocker, amazing. Her triple threat match at Mania with Bianca and Rhea was absolute baller. Most people are it's already in most people's contender for a conversation of being a chance of like match of the year. It's not going to win it, but it's there. And then Iyo versus Rhea at freaking Evolution, and then Iyo versus Roxanne, Iyo versus Stephanie Vaquera a couple times it's happened. Iyo versus Rock. I mean, she literally has not fumbled once this year. Iyo, as the only thing that fumbled for Iyo this year was the fact that they didn't book her when she had the title. That's the only thing that sucked for her this year.
That's true. I think Iyo could get in the ring even with Alba Fire and have a 5-star match.
Oh my gosh, dude! Yes, that's why we're sitting here talking. If we're gonna Iyo, like you're not off the cuff for saying Iyo is the best. Like there's plenty of people out there who say all the time that she's the best women's wrestler in women's wrestling across the board.
Well, I'm ready for an Iyo Skye Chelsea Green match. That's my dream. I want to see them go like old school Chelsea Green, present Iyo Skye, and tear it up. I want to see that match.
Yeah, dude, pull out the version of Chelsea Green from Lucha Underground when she fought Penta, because Iyo fought Penta on Lucha Underground too. They both fought Penta on Lucha Underground, and they both put on great matches against Penta. So imagine those versions of each other going against each other. Boy, that'd be one heck of a match.
Well, that's my pop. Literally, the person Iyo Skye. She's the pop. She is it.
Yeah,
she wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we get into the rest of the segments that we're going to cover, we just got a couple left. We want to talk about this evolving situation with the New Day and Grayson Waller. They fought Penta on Raw. It was the first match we've seen Xavier Woods in since WrestleMania. It was a decent match, but I have in my notes too that it was very slow. And even Penta seemed like he got gassed very early in this match. They did not do a lot of the things that normally they do. There wasn't anything quick-paced. There wasn't a series of moves. But Penta did win. And I don't know what they do next as far as storyline. But this was kind of one of those, what did I just watch matches? What does this mean? The only good value that it had was there was some comedic value in the fact that Penta trolled Xavier and Xavier trolled Penta, and there was a lot of back and forth, like when he walked over him while doing the Nature Boy strut, and when Penta did his Sierra Mierdo and pushed it in Xavier's face. It was a different personality from Penta, but the match itself to me wasn't that great. Grayson Waller is still involved with the New Day, and that's interesting. But other than that, not a lot going on. But we just wanted to cover that because we are the hard camera and we cover all of it. How about El Vikingo showing up on Raw?
Dude, I was sitting thinking to myself, cause they were talking about I don't remember why. Oh, I was sitting there thinking to myself, who's gonna help these guys? Who's gonna help Mr. Iguana Dragon? I'm thinking to myself, it's gonna be Ray. And Angel's like, no, it's probably gonna be I can't remember who he said. And I'm starting thinking to myself, it has to be Ray. And then we're both waiting, and then it becomes El Hijo del Vikingo, and I was like, oh, that's a pleasant surprise. 2 AAA guys involved in one Raw match. Okay. And I think it's really cool how this whole mesh between the main roster and AAA is going right now. I'm actually enjoying the crap out of it.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm glad that the Luchadors are getting that much screen time. But one of my honorable mention pops was Mr. Iguana.
Hey,
doing the dead iguana stuff in the ring after he got taken out.
Dude. Bro, okay, so you guys can
that
call me
was hilarious.
Slow, but I haven't really watched that many Mr. Iguana matches like that. So when I was actually sitting there watching this one, I never knew how real life dedicated to his gimmick he is. When I seen him get clothesline and lay on the mat like he was a dead iguana, I was like, dude.
Finn Balor actually sold that better than anybody. Finn Balor's face, what the heck is this? That was funny.
No, dude. And then he just stomps him. No, Finn Balor's amazing too. I already know that. I'm just saying the character dedication from Mr. Iguana is on match. That's great. That's phenomenal. I did not know he did all that. That was great.
Yeah, so I thought that was really fun. I didn't think the match was necessarily that great, but Mr. Iguana, again, steals the show with personality. And then at the end of that match, Dom and the Judgment Day try to beat up on Mr. Iguana and Dragon Lee. El Vikingo shows up, saves the day. He's the champion on AAA right now. And then a side note too, Dominic Mysterio did challenge for the AAA Mega Championship, and AJ Styles showed up and beat him out of it. Kept him from winning that. AJ Styles was not present on Raw or SmackDown this week, but he is still very relevant to the storyline with Dominic Mysterio and El Grande and everything that's going on there. So now that that's covered, we've got 2 more sections before we just open it up. Let's move on to my second favorite segment each week. This week in Botch. And I've already told you my botch, not my main botch, but one of my botches is Naomi getting pregnant and botching her entire championship run. Ha ha he he. Okay. But let's be serious for a moment. We had a botch that looked like it could have been career ending. And I don't know if you saw it, but in the match where Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana took on the Judgment Day, Dragon Lee set JD McDonough up in the corner, and then he goes for a dragon screw, and there was a miscommunication, and it seriously looked like Dragon Lee could have completely ripped JD's knee off and ruined his career. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I'm going to try to get a clip and paste it over this for this podcast episode on YouTube. It looked awful. It looked like it hurt. And I was like, okay, Dragon Lee has botched so much in the last few weeks that maybe he's unsafe for TV, because that was bad. That's my main one. The second one, I got to give credit. I got to give notice to this too. I don't know if it was a botch or not, but it still looked like it hurt really bad. Is when Jey Uso clotheslined Braun over the ring and he landed on the shopping cart with a toolbox in it.
Oh,
that looked like it hurt. Ow.
Dude. Yeah,
Ow.
Dude. Yeah, dude, for sure. That was my botch of the week. I didn't necessarily consider it like a botch per se, but it was gosh, I
thought Braun was hurt. I did
too, dude. I was I think they did too though. I think that's why Jay like got on the other side of the ring and stood there for so long, and it took a hot minute. He randomly put up the Slim Jim table that never got used until LA Knight got put through it. Because like I really do believe that at one point that even Jay thought that. And they switched the camera over to Jay putting up this random table for basically no reason, and like I do believe that they actually thought that he may have like, because that was a spot. I mean, that was I can hear them. I can hear them in Gorilla right now as we speak, talking about something. Check on him. Is he okay? Is he okay? Just don't need to check on him. I can hear them right now.
Well, we also had a BFAB botch where she missed a super kick to the face on Candice LeRae. That was awful. Totally missed her face. But anyways, what botches did y'all notice? Did y'all have any botches, whether it be promo or in ring? Let's talk about it.
My botch was Rey Mysterio's return.
He botched his return. Okay, Adrian.
Yeah.
Good take.
WWE botched his return.
Triple H getting more botch credit this week.
My botch of the week was on the same match as yours, Jordan. I've always wondered how they pull off coup de grace without somebody getting injured for life.
I know,
but they filmed it from the wrong. They filmed it from the wrong angle this week, and you could see how they do it because his heels just barely scraped his stomach, and he landed on his toes and didn't land on him at all. I don't think we were supposed to see that.
So Finn Balor with a botch. That's rare.
No, it was the cameraman. I think he did it right. I don't think they were supposed to film it from that angle, or at least show it on TV.
Yeah, he's saying the botch is the cameraman going at that angle, so you can actually see the fakeness of the move. Hopefully.
I'll go back and watch it. That's interesting.
Yeah, I would have never seen that. The fact that you've seen that is crazy.
While he was asleep, apparently. Botch.
Low-key around the time period.
I'm in and out sometimes.
I'm in and out.
I watched most of both shows. I slept very little. But I will. I didn't see much of. I didn't see much of the toolbox match.
Oh, that one. It was okay. I really think maybe they thought Braun really hurt himself and it changed the pacing a little bit, but it was bad. I was like, oh, okay, ouch. Dominic, what botch? Did you notice a botch?
My only botch was what you said about Jay and the buggy cart and Braun Breaker. That was crazy. That was a heck of like a first initial spot for that match. I just thought, man, we're going right at it. And then, like you said, I feel like I feel like they were really gonna go like crazy. Like with that being the first move, I feel like the original plan was for them to like the whole match be some stuff like that. But I feel like they definitely changed the pace whenever they seen that Braun Breaker like possibly almost, destroyed that knee, because that would have sucked. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to. Yeah. You're right. It was tough. I want to talk about one thing that came to my mind as I was watching this unfold before we get to the last segment. There was a comment made by Dominic Mysterio towards the end of Raw. And he made this to Finn Balor as Judgment Day was leaving the complex. They find Dominic talking to El Grande, which is typical these days. But when they're done talking, Finn asks Dominic to tell him, hey, what are you doing? What's the plan? And Dominic check this out. Dominic tells Finn, bro, don't worry about it. I'm just doing what I need to do to make sure that Judgment Day is always on top. Well, who says that? Mommy says that. Mommy is always on top. And if you notice, when he says this to Finn and walks off, Finn is left looking at him like,
yeah. Me and Adrian have been talking about that this week too.
Rhea's on an island right now. She is on an island. She has nobody with her. She's not with Damian Priest. She's kind of in the wings of this Iyo thing. There's no storyline right now for Rhea. Do you think her and Dominic are talking? with Liv out of the picture. Everyone thinks it's Roxanne. But Dominic used mommy's verbiage officially on camera.
Maybe he was mocking her.
I don't know
about
Finn,
that.
I would think maybe that too, but with Finn's reaction, I was like, oh, there's some weight to that comment.
And I don't think he was I don't think it was a mocking her moment. I think he really because like if he was, I feel like if he was mocking her, he would have delivered it in a different tone.
Yeah, no, he was serious. He said he wants Judgment Day to always be on top.
Yeah, he was as serious as it gets about that. He was, and I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Me and Adrian, I've already like whenever we do get to the booking couch, I got some things. Me and Adrian are pretty convinced that this is what happened on Monday is them kicking it into gear now. I wouldn't be surprised if we here within the next couple of months get, Finn and Dom actually finally. But I wouldn't be Rhea being involved in it would make it even better because then if my prediction of Liv returning with the hotel key in her hand would be awesome.
That's still a thing. All right, we got to move on. We get longer and longer every week. I don't know how we do this. All right, overrated, underrated. I'm gonna give you these real quick. This is the part of the show where we talk about based on the shows who's overrated, who's underrated based on their booking and appearance. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you look at me. I don't care how it affects our friendship for years to come. Jey Uso was overrated this week. I know you like the fact that he came from the crowd, but it's very evident he forgot his promo. He forgot what he was supposed to say. He forgot how he was supposed to deliver it. So he relied on little kids to give him some extra yeets. And then eventually Paul Heyman had to interrupt him and cover for him. Go back and watch the promo. Go back and listen to it. He didn't do it. He forgot what he was supposed to say. I said Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins had to cover for him because Jey Uso totally forgot his promo. Totally forgot it. It was boring. Sorry. It was cool that he was in the crowd. His delivery was awful. Jey Uso gets overrated for me this week. Underrated. Oh my gosh. I wish I had more time to talk about this, but we're already past 2 hours. I'm the one that has to edit these, and I'm not looking forward to that. Nathan Frazier of Fraxium is an incredible in-ring performer.
Yes, he
Non-stop action, stopped from start to finish. He was amazing in his match when they had the tag team match. Underrated this week goes to Nathan Frazier, hands down. Go back and watch that match. You'll be impressed. So for overrated, Jey Uso, not sorry. Underrated, Nathan Frazier. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next because I got some fun ones that are kind of not normal. My overrated. I'm gonna go with now. I want you to just hear me out. My overrated. I'm gonna say Becky Lynch's title run. But what's overrated about it is according to the fans' opinion on it. According to the fans' opinion, it's overrated. People are literally over the internet saying this is the greatest intercontinental run in history, man and woman. Greater than Gunther's 666-day title run. Greater than any. I mean, this is what I'm seeing. You can ask Adrian. I've showed him proof. Have I not, Adrian? Mm-hmm. It's all over Twitter. It's all over my Facebook. It's all over my TikTok. There's YouTubers that are making videos of how phenomenal and the greatest title run it's ever has been. It's overrated. It's a good title run. I'll give it that. It's good. She's doing great. She's defending it all the time. I'm loving it. Good matches, all of it. Am I not happy with some of the results? Sure, but come on, bro. The greatest IC run of all time?
No. No.
Not yet.
Not even close.
We're on the same page. I agree.
Okay. And then now my underrated. SmackDown this week in general. All I'm seeing from everyone is that SmackDown was absolute dog water trash, and that it was that we as WWE fans should be reimbursed for having to put through watching that and all this crap. Me for one, I'm sorry, dude. Even if some of you guys disagree with me, I'm fine with that. For me, SmackDown this week was one of my favorite episodes. Not the best, but it was one of my favorite episodes because I am the fan who likes the episodes of the pushing towards the next thing. I like the episodes where they're just like where they're getting ready to lead us into the next thing, dropping all the little hints here and there and there and there. And also, you got to give it credit where credit's due. There was no main event scene there at all. It was all mid-card all night.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That is true.
No Cena, no Cody, no WWE, no Undisputed Championship, no Logan Paul. We had a Drew McIntyre promo, and that's the most main event thing you've seen all night. And it was great. Extremely underrated.
I mean, I don't know if it was great. You did have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair put on an abysmal match that meant absolutely nothing. So that takes away from it. But when we get to the booking couch, remind me of this being your underrated, because I have a point I want to make that I think is profound. But okay, I'll take it. And I agree. I think if people are saying it's the worst SmackDown ever, I do disagree. There was really good highlights. I did say at the beginning of the show that I felt like both of these were kind of filler shows getting to the pay-per-view. And I stand by that, but they weren't bad. Yeah. They just, I felt like they were just kind of a continuance more so than anything new. Bayley stands out as something new. Kiana James stands out as something new in the Wyatt Sicks. But other than that, it's kind of like, okay, we're just kind of repeating some things. So it wasn't bad, but was it new? No, not really. And that's kind of the position I took. I would say underrated. The mid-cards did handle it, and I think that's a really good analysis there, that we did not have a main event truly on SmackDown. Mid-cards handled it. Jacob Fatu being in the main event, he's probably the biggest draw that actually wrestled this week. Nobody agrees that Sami Zayn is main event material. So just stop WWE. It's not gonna happen. Underrated, overrated. Adrian?
I don't have an underrated, but my overrated is everything that we had with like Sami Zayn and like the bloodline, like that whole story right now, I think is just so overrated.
I agree with you. Thank you for sticking it to the man against these other two plebs on this podcast with us. Sami Zayn sucks. I'm going to buy Adrian a Whopper after this. He deserves it.
Whopper.
Give me your address. I'm door dashing it to you right now.
I'm not going to say that on the
Jimmy, what you got? Overrated, underrated?
I'm going to start with underrated. I think Natalya is underrated by the bookers. I think we could have a really good, nice final run for her. I think she could get the Dungeon Dolls over. They need another tag team, which we've talked about so bad, and they have it right there in their face. Why not bring it to prominence? Get them over a little bit. Give Natalya her last run. She's underrated. Overrated just because you do a stupid dance and have a couple of good words and a surprise. Still, you're not main event material. So Sami Zayn, although I gave you a little bit of props, I'm still ready for you to go to fighting Tozawa and some of the others that would be good competition for you.
Could you imagine Tozawa beating Sami Zayn? Oh my God. I would be so happy. I would cash out my retirement and spend the rest of my life because it's over. I've seen it all. That's amazing,
and CM
Dad.
Punk.
And CM Punk. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. That's our underrated, overrated segment for the week. Sorry we took that fast, but we're running out of time and we're getting to our biggest rant section each week. We are now going to move over to our final segment each week of the podcast, and this is called the Booking Couch, and this is where we give our unfiltered opinions on just about anything and everything that we want to take time. It's kind of an open forum, and I want to make this point, and I'm standing by it. I think we've seen the tag team division feud run its course on SmackDown. They're pushing it. There's been some great moments, don't get me wrong. TLC match, other things like that. There have been some great moments to come of it, but it's just not taking on. When you think SmackDown, you do not think tag team division like they want you to. I think there is plenty of opportunity if SmackDown wanted to break up some of these tag teams and let some of these people try for individual success. Notably, Montez Ford, Nathan Frazier, Johnny Wrestling. Some of these people who, if they were individual, could really build their own individual following and be believable chasers of title gold and still have a tag team partner kind of like Jay and Jimmy. You know they're going to partner together and be awesome when they do, but they have grown to be very good individual talents. I think SmackDown, it's time to cut your losses with this. You can still push tag teams without pushing tag teams all the time and give some of these people an individual run, and it would be very good. I would love to see what Nathan Frazier could do on his own. I would love to see Montez Ford be individual, maybe even feud against his partner in the Street Profits. He would feud well against Carmelo Hayes. But I think there's a lot of opportunity that SmackDown's missing right now in the tag team division. And I think if they broke that up, gave us some more content on Friday nights, and then focused on a women's tag team division to give us some balance, SmackDown would be better overall. And that's my big take from the booking couch right now. The other thing I want to say is we want Drew to have a title run. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I've got to say.
I mean, I don't disagree with you on the tag team thing at all, actually. Especially like Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, whatever one you want to call him. He's by the fans, with people who've actually been watching. Dude, if you ever like watch his matches from NXT when he was solo, holy crap, dude. I mean, he put on some of the best matches ever in NXT, and he was in NXT during the Black and Gold era when there was a lot of famous people. Finn Balor was NXT champion at the time, and he put on great feuds with him. He put on great feuds with Karrion Kross. He put on phenomenal matches. Adam Cole, all these people. And so Johnny Gargano is definitely one of those people that I would love to see separate too and like do something really cool. So I don't disagree with you on that at all, especially because I think there's too many tag teams right now on SmackDown too.
And Chris Sabin was a world champion in Impact Wrestling before he and Shelley got together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't break up the Machine Guns as much as I would some others because they're solidified as the Machine Guns. But I see what you're saying. There's still individual talent there.
Right, exactly.
And I just think that, okay, we're tired of this being force-fed down our throats. You've got great talent. Split them up. That's my hard take on the booking couch this week.
Though. No, that's a good take. I like that take. That's actually really like intelligent take right there. I like that. I mean, honestly, the only booking thing that I have for the booking couch is I firmly am believing that I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm as strong as drug out as it might seem like it's gonna be. I am pretty confident that I see Finn. Hear me out. I see Finn Balor costing Dominic that match at AAA in that Worlds Collide match. I really do. I see Finn costing Dom that match at AAA.
Okay.
The reason why I think I do is because I really like. Okay, so what I think the reason why this
is what you're saying. It's time.
Yeah, it's just time. I think it's time. I think it really is. I think it's been drug out long enough, and I think if you have Finn do that, and like you can even put on a spot where like I don't know, even though I hate it, I don't know who would dethrone him, but it'd be kind of cool in a way. Like if you want to hear me out on this one, it'd be really cool if Finn and JD like lost the tag team titles within the next couple of weeks, and then they lost them, and then like the very next week you get a backstage segment where Dom's being interviewed, but then you hear a bunch of noise, and they go over to see what it is, and JD's all destroyed and beat up in the back, and no one knows what's going on, but Finn goes to check on him, Dom's checking on him, they're figuring all out, and then Worlds Collide's happening, and then Dom's fighting, homie, and then right before their match, or the Raw before that match, or whatever you want to do it, however they want to do it. You get Dom talking about, man, dude, I'm going into this match, but I'm just so really, it's bothering me. We haven't figured out who did this to JD. And Finn's like, let me worry about that. You worry about Judgment Day staying on top. And then he's like, all right. So then he goes to the match, he's fighting, and then Finn Balor costs him that match. And then we get a like segment the very next week on Raw of Finn Balor exposing that he did all that to JD and Dom, and broke away from it. And then when Liv returns the hotel key, and she's with Finn, and Dom and JD and the girls are left behind. And
we do eventually want that Finn Balor AJ Styles match anyway for the Intercontinental title. So this gets us there. And I think what you're saying, they've kind of postponed some things, waiting on Liv to get back, because I think you're right. Liv is pivotal, or that's the word, not pivotal. Liv is paramount to the Finn switch up. She's got to be there for it. So I want it. I want it the same way you do. That's a good take.
Everything I'm reading though is she's not coming back in 2026.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, that's what I've been reading, is that she'll be back for she'll probably be back in time for Royal Rumble, is what I've been saying. But I mean, that's okay, because I mean, if you get Finn doing everything he's doing, right? You do the angle that I just said. Finn can win the title. He could take it away from Dom, and then Finn's out of it, and then you have this whole thing with Finn as the champion, and then Dom coming at him, and then AJ still wanting it, and you can have this whole deal, and then you get to Royal Rumble time period, and Dom's having a match against Finn at Royal Rumble for the IC title, and Liv could get involved in that match and make sure Dom doesn't win. And the ending of that match is sort of similar to the ending of SummerSlam 2024, but instead of Finn and Liv kissing, it's just Finn and Liv walking down the ramp with the hotel key in their hand or something like that. That'd be fire. That'd be so fire.
I think she's coming back sooner, guys. I think she's coming back sooner.
And also, you could bring her back uncleared. She doesn't have to be ready to wrestle when she comes back.
That's true. Yeah. You could do that too. You could do that too. You could just have her simply come back just to be involved in the thing and hold the hotel key up. She could be injured to hold the hotel key up. That hotel key's got to be involved, bro. I'm like you, Jordan. Finn Balor didn't take that thing for no reason, bro. He wanted him some that night.
He probably got it too. Key fob. K-fob, not in real life. I guess Adrian's phone died. All right, Jimmy, well, give me your booking couch and we'll close this episode up.
Mine's basically everything I had in booking couch has been covered. I'll just reiterate some things. I think it was poor booking for Otis to come back like that. I want to see something different. I really want to see. I really want to see the Tala Tonga Eric Rowan match. I'm excited for that. And then my other thing, I've already talked about the Last Man Standing stipulation added to the Fatal 4-Way. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Yeah, the Eric Rowan and Tala Tonga match is definitely something I'm looking forward to 100%. Your last man standing for the 4-way match has got me intrigued. I don't think I've ever even seen that done before. That'd be crazy, dude. It would be
good.
Insanity. I don't think I've ever seen that.
We can maybe
go ahead.
Adrian, can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn.
Do you have any booking couch?
No. I was gonna say what Dominic said.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian came up with that one basically together. I'll give Adrian credit for that one too. We were sitting down on the couch last night coming with that together.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There's our unfiltered, unsolicited opinions on what's happening on WWE and SmackDown. Listen, we're really trying hard to push our Facebook page to get 100 followers. If we're able to accomplish that, we'll be able to do this podcast live from our Facebook page every week, which means, that we wouldn't be as edited as it is whenever it's posted to Facebook, but you would be able to follow us, comment live, and that would change the entire scope of our podcast. We'd be able to communicate with you directly, and that's really what we want to do. So please share this if you watch it with your friends and family. You don't ever have to watch it every week. You don't have to watch it ever again, but if you could help us get to 100 followers, that would let us take the next step in what we're trying to do with this podcast. So as always, thank you for being with us. Thank you for following us. If you like our opinions, great. If you don't, great. It's our opinion and it's not going to change. This has been the Hard Camera episode 5. Signing off again, I'm joined with my brothers, Dominic, Adrian, the patriarch of the family, the Rhodes family, Mr. Jimmy Rhodes. And that is it. We wish you a wonderful rest of your evening.